Rise and grind, folks. Guys, I'm on the way to an estimate from an existing maintenance customer. Guys, just to give you the back history here, last year, this customer, we've been doing annual maintenance for this customer. She has a boiler for the heat, and she has an AC only air handler in the attic. And this is like an old ranch style type of home. I think the air handler is like above the garage. And guys, getting to that air handler is a pain in the ass. I knew that from like years prior. But guys, the history here, I believe last year she had a compressor problem, and I think we came out to replace the capacitor. And guys, this is like, I know it was at least 90 degrees outside. It was pretty hot that day. And she wanted to look into replacing the unit, but guys, it was like in the middle of the summer, and we're like jam-packed. So we got her up and going, and we told her that we'll make a note before it gets hot this year. We'll come out and we'll give her an estimate, and we'll figure out what she wants to do. So this customer is definitely interested in getting that air handler and condenser replaced. And once again, guys, this is AC only. The boiler is newer. We already serviced that this past winter. Everything is okay with the boiler, but the air handler is at least 20 plus years old, to say the least. But guys, you'll see once I get here, we're probably gonna have to put some plywood in the attic and like build a platform for that air handler, because you'll see, I don't have to explain, getting up there is definitely a pain in the ass. So guys, I'm almost there now. Let's go take a look, and I'll see y'all when I get there. And this is our entry point to where we gotta go. Let me get the ladder set up, and I'll be right back. All right. This is gonna need between 15 and 20 pieces of a 3/4 plywood. From here, we're gonna lay a platform here. And this is a 2.5 ton, 16-inch wide air handler. And you see here, this is an external slab coil. Luckily, the new one is 2-in-1. We don't have to worry about doing another slab coil. We can probably take that out and just case around it to close that up. And we're gonna need a 30 by 60 Goliath pad to put underneath the air handler. And some all thread can work, 4 pieces around to keep it suspended. But for sure, we're gonna have to put a bunch of plywood in the front and also in the back of this unit here. I wanna say 15, 20 pieces. The drains, the primary and the secondary drains go right outside near the condenser. So the drains are okay. But once you get the 30 by 60 Goliath pan, we can always just put a float switch in that. And the length of this air handler is only a 31. I think the newer ones start at like 59, 60 inches. So this return, we're probably going to keep the same return box, but it's going to be 20 inches further out. So what that means is we're just probably going to have to extend. Just by looking at this, I think this is an 18-inch flex duct, either 16 or 18. I've had to put money on it. We're going to have to probably make a coupling and extend that return duct a little further out just to compensate for the bigger unit. And luckily, this is a 230-volt air handler, so the wire going to this air handler is already 230. We don't have to do anything at the breaker. I know sometimes with older air handlers, if they're AC only, it could be 120, so that's something you want to be careful for. And yeah, I think most of the stuff is going to be framing, but with this, it looks like they put this unit up here before they finished it. So guys, as a result, the width and the depth of the coil in the air handler is bigger than the opening I used to even get up here. So we're probably gonna have to make a new opening because the strap from the garage opener is right, you'll see it is right near the ladder. So for sure, we're probably gonna have to get
make a new opening, at least like a 25 by 25 opening in that garage. That would be the easiest way, because technically I think this is the living room. You don't want any hatches in the living room since it's already a narrow opening now. In the garage, you can just make another one so we can get this out. But everything is in game planning. Gotta have a plan for this. But all right, let me go back downstairs. I'll see you in a little bit. All right, guys. This is the outer portion here, which is a straight AC condenser. Once again, this customer has a boiler here, so there is no need. I already spoke with this customer, I think 2 years ago, about upgrading to a heat pump. They're pretty comfortable with the boiler. It's doing exactly what it needs to do. So they're only interested in the straight AC condenser out here, but this is pretty simple. And most importantly, we got space, which is great. Replacing the line set if need be. If we had any leaks from the attic out here, everything's accessible. But like I said, guys, their issue wasn't with refrigerant, the issue was with the compressor. And we slapped in a new capacitor out here a few years back, either last year or 2 years ago. But for sure, this is going to be easier outside than it would be inside. And another thing I was thinking, I'm getting ready to call the supply house now, is I'm thinking the slab coil that's up there, the width is 10 inches. And guys, this is what I was talking about with the garage. The slab width is 10 inches and the depth is 31 and a half. This opening is like I know that's 10, this has to be at least a 20 by 40. So guys, 31 and a half is like from here to where my thumb is. So in theory, it is possible to get a new slab coil up here and take the old one out without disturbing the framing, but I can make that like a separate option if they just wanted to pop in a new slab coil without doing anything with the framing. But guys, you gotta realize you're dealing with something from 30 plus years ago. I don't think this was even closed up when that air handler got installed. I think everything was still open, so it was much easier to maneuver and get everything up there. But what I was thinking originally is I can put a 25 by 25 hole here, which is all open upstairs. I can do a 25 by 25 there, and that will get us everything we need so we can take everything down. So, and that air handler is still in good condition, but remember, it's the air handler and the coil is separate from each other. But preferably I would like to replace the air handler and the coil together. But like I said, guys, I like giving customers options. There's more than one way up the mountain, but like I said, guys, I know with the ATL stuff, I spoke with a supplier last week because I had to quote another air handler and heat pump. Guys, I think right now with the R454B, I believe they don't even have air handlers yet, which is crazy. So like, guys, right now we're doing estimates without actually having real-time availability. So like, it's going to be a frenzy for the next couple of weeks. But guys, and that's one thing I mentioned to this customer yesterday when we booked this appointment, is that availability right now is going to get kind of strange for the next month. Hopefully within a month, most of our suppliers can stock what they need. But like I said, guys, right now it's just a bunch of confusion, which is to be expected. But like I said, it sucks, for the guys like me right now that's out here doing estimates. Is what do you tell a customer that needs to make a decision today? What do you tell them about availability? So guys, we'll figure something out. Like I said, preferably I want to cut a 25 by 25 open right next to the existing hatch, so I don't have to worry about taking out that garage framing and anything like that, guys. I'm thinking I can just cut a 25 by 25 or 30 by 30, and that can get us exactly what we need upstairs. And like I said, guys, I'd rather cut that hole in the garage versus making that hole anywhere else, because guys, right where the unit is, right below that's the living room. So I don't want to make an access hole inside the living space. I'd rather do it somewhere where we don't have to put any covers down, or we're not going to just there's no disruption getting up and out that attic. So, but yeah, guys, let me get to it. I gotta put this estimate together. Yeah, that's all there is to it. Like I said, this is a job like this. It has nothing to do with the equipment. I feel like this is just gonna be like an access job. We just want to make the access as simple as we can and as easy as we can, because I'm thinking about servicing this unit down the line. I definitely want to make getting up and down that attic a whole lot easier by putting 3/4 plywood down. And like I said, guys, it's all about serviceability, just in case, worst case scenarios. If you had to run a no AC call 12 o'clock at night, God forbid, you don't want to miss your step and fall through someone's attic 1 o'clock in the morning. So, but all right, guys, let me put this estimate together. I got to call the supply house and get availability, and I got another estimate I got to go to next. But keep rocking out, guys. Let me put something together. I'll see y'all the next one. Peace.